Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 646. My name is Christine and on today's episode I'm showing you a variety of products from Creative Imaginations. Today I'm showing you a lot of great new products from Creative Imaginations. And I'm starting with this layout here. And to start, the base of it is they have new gingham papers. They come in a range of colors. This side is a little gingham, but when you turn it over, it's the larger gingham. And they come in a lot of fabulous colors, and it's fun that each side is like the small and the large ginghams. Next, they have new fabulous stencils. So this design I did here, I used one of the background stencils. I used it with gesso and then let it dry, and then I sprayed on the Radiant Rains. And I just want to point out too that the Radiant Rains now have a new no clog formula. So if you had any problems with them in the past, there's a new nozzle on the latest Radiant Rains. So I love to spray the colors on and add the texture to the background. Also, they have these new banana leaf papers that are a lot of fun. They come in a lot of colors again. Here's like a green and a yellow and a red. You can write on these, so I did my journaling on it. I did some spraying on them as well. They absorb the Radiant Rains. And then I doodled a bit on this one as well. So right there we have a lot of great products going on. Next, I made these cute little flowers, and if you're taking my flower class, we're going to be making something similar, but with even more to it than this. But in here, with each flower, I just want to show you that you can get, this is a chipboard that is white finished to it. Then they have corrugated papers, and these corrugated papers come in a variety of colors. I used a lot of dark ones here, like the brown and the black and the blue, but there's also a craft color and that to it. So it's really fun using corrugated papers. Next we have a fabric paper. It comes in a white and a natural. So you can, I've misted the chipboard, I've painted the corrugation, I've used my little H2Os on my fabric. And then they have this metallic paper, sort of like a mirror paper, that I just bent and folded. So those are some really fun different textures to play with if you want to add texture to your projects or make these cute little flowers. And then another new line is the painted papers. And the painted papers come in designs for their different collections. This one is for Mara Johnson, whereas there's some for Christine Adolph's collections. So each of their collection has a few painted papers. I used Radiant Rains on this one, but then I was playing around with the H2Os. And just the great thing about having H2Os compared to the Radiant Rains and that is that you can control where your color goes. So even though this looks really psychedelic, you can see how I was able to control where I wanted my color, have the colors blend, and do a little fun background. And if you were to cut this up, it wouldn't be so crazy. Sort of like this is a smaller version. But I'm going to show you how I did this one by blending some colors on my painted paper. So move those aside. So I'm using my little H2O paint pot for this. And I also like to sometimes put a bit of water on my paper as well. And so basically the black is a resist. So when you paint, it won't, the black resists your little paint. So I'm going to brush on some purple. But then I'm going to add in a bit of blue into my purple and blend it in. Now I'm going to take a bit of red, but what I've learned is you just need a bit of red. Red is really strong, and so you don't want too much red or the red ends up taking over. I'm going to get some more purple in there. And what I'm doing is just basically making a really subtle background with a few different colors, purple being my main color, but then you get the blues and the reds through it as well, changing the color slightly. And you can do that and just make a really subtle, pretty background to a layout or a card or a project you're working on. And you sort of get the idea there just by blending the colors that way and how well they work. And yet that black still popping up, it's basically just the white is being colored. So hopefully that gives you some ideas and makes you more aware of the range of products that Creative Imaginations has. We don't always see all these other papers, and they're just fabulous for creating any sort of texture and different layers in any of the projects you're working on. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out our website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you 2 new collections from October Afternoon and a fun way to use your Faber-Castell gelatos. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.